Hello, buddy. I'm Technovoid, and with me, I've got shit. No, it's not. I was gonna make the Hamster Wings is here. We're here.
Dude, the joke's not funny.
No
it's
jokes.
Never been funny.
It's no. I wasn't. I was legit was just thinking I had Peanut Scratch here with me for a second, but I was wrong. It was not a joke.
It's not a joke. It's just a mistake.
It's a mistake. I make them. No. This week, no jokes. We're going straight into it. We're here for strategy. We're here for analysis.
Trouble. We're here for doubles, and we're here for a draft.
It's funny because trouble double. That's like the Jesse and James thing, but no jokes. So it's actually not funny.
Yeah.
So leave. It's UnibrowJesus. It's poststructure. It's quickball. It's week 6. What are we looking at? On Jesus' side, what the heck is this team? Where'd Giratina at? Where's Sylvia?
It's your heroes team.
It's really just B's and C's.
Everyone has a low tier heroes week.
It's true, and this one is Jesus's. All 4 of the C tiers are here, and we've also got Toxtricity, which Toxtricity is a damn good pick for this week, if I do say so myself.
Absolutely.
It's a great pick.
To be fair, I do think Giratina Origin is like a good pick for every week.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah. That's how it works.
But I mean, also at the same time, you have to prep for it, so the fact that a lot of your prep gets wasted by it not being here is pretty good too.
Indeed. Other than that, I mean, Chandelure is a pretty good pick. I don't know. I think Giratina would probably have been better there. Because
maybe, but Chandelure does give him some really good speed control in being super effective on both Lucario and
Sawsbuck.
Espeon and Sawsbuck,
yeah.
And it can be scarfed, unlike Giratina.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
I don't know. I like Chandelure here.
Sure. Yancha's another great pick. Other than that, yeah, I'm surprised to see both Orbeetle and Aerodactylus match, not gonna lie.
Mm-hmm. For post, no Stacka makes sense. He's the one who has Stacka, right?
Yes, he does have Stacka. I actually recommended Stacka like as a potential thing. He does.
I think it could go either way, but I think no Stacka does perfectly make sense.
No, completely. Yeah, that's basically what I said. I mean, with Stacka, the thing is he's already got a decently large ground weakness, a decently large water weakness. So Stacka does make those worse. But on the other hand, Stacka does also ignore some, or is resistant to some of the types that I've
never ever seen anybody. I think Stack Attack has been taken all 3 seasons.
Indeed,
right?
it has. Yeah.
I've never seen anybody just run defensive Stack Attack.
It's true.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
Yeah, it's Max Attacka. Post was actually gonna run Max Attacka until before week 1 started. I was like, hey, here's Max Attacka, and he was like, oh, I like this.
Yeah, Max Attack is hilarious.
Yeah. Otherwise, coming from Post team, I mean, Lucario is a great pick. I mean, adaptability with the Bullet Punch and the Meteor Mash is just wild. Sawsbuck, I think, is a very interesting pick this week for him.
I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, definitely. I mean, it's got Earth Power. It has Stomping Tantrum, which is really good.
It's a terrible move, but a lot of people run it anyway because it's like doubles.
It's doubles, and it's very widespread across many Pokemon that don't have other ground options.
Yeah, I mean, in Gen 8, a lot of things got, high horsepower, but Sawsbuck's not in Gen 8.
Yeah, Sawsbuck's not there. Hornleech is another...
I feel like you would get high horsepower, look at him.
Yeah. Yeah, Hornleech, I mean, a lot of Post's team, it may not be super evident here, but just from prior knowledge, a lot of Post's team is prepared to deal with the water types that Jesus is carrying.
Yeah, which aren't here.
Which is not great for him.
Yeah.
Let's get straight into it.
So that's a lot of wasted prep for both Giratina and some water types.
Yeah, Giratina and I don't remember the name of the other two. Blastoise and Primarina, thank you. Alright, so leading off.
Orbeetle is going to come out right here, and we're going to see a fake out, probably.
No, I'm just going to see a U-turn actually.
Okay, that makes sense too. That's actually probably better.
Yeah, all things considered. And in comes this one, and now this one's probably going to set up...
Poststructure doesn't have any Tailwind abusers out right now, so Jesus getting up a Tailwind that's going to last longer is nice for him, but he can't because he's taunted.
Takes a lot of damage there.
That's
a nice one. But he just goes straight for the Rock Slide.
Yeah, he doesn't actually go for the Tailwind, he just takes out the Murkrow.
Actually, a very good predict from Jesus there.
Yeah.
So, Orbeetle, I'm not...
But obviously that wasn't the biggest target.
Yeah. Good switch there. Not sure really what Orby... Ooh, okay, so dies, I guess.
No, not yet, but maybe.
Eats Confusion
Wait,
Berry.
Confused? Why'd he get confused?
Because he put on a berry that confuses him.
Oh no.
Unclear why.
Oof, almost Dynamaxed. Yeah, please don't. We haven't had anyone Dynamax yet this season.
Yeah, I'm impressed. Hey,
Overdrive.
Overdrive's really strong, dude.
Correct. It is like base
Yeah.
what?
And he gets
It's like base 100 almost on
and he
this
gets
guy.
yeah, and he gets the throat spray off of it.
Yeah,
which
and
is
now he
looking
can
really
boom
good.
burst away with his boosted Toxtricity.
Yeah, especially
He's going
because
for a double switch here, which is kind of interesting.
oof.
Gonna lose a lot for it.
And the anchor shot's gonna take out Espeon. Not great. Not great.
Yeah,
Espeon
Toxtricity doing what I kind of thought it could do this season a lot, but
It's dead
Stomping
now.
Tantrum takes him out because it's a 4x weakness.
barely living that.
Flash, not actually gonna flinch,
hmm
which is unlikely.
Yeah, it's more likely to flinch than not, but down
Yeah.
goes Sawsbuck, which is not great for him because Sawsbuck is one of his faster mons. Wouldn't really matter with Mienshao out now anyways.
Yeah, Mienshao could have faked it out and taken it out. Weezing, I think, gonna be slower. No, it's not slower. It is gonna take out.
Yeah.
Dynamized.
Good call on the protect there though.
This is a very interesting, like, offensive Weezing.
yeah, a decent number of posts have been.
Yeah.
All right, so now Toru can basically get up the Tailwind, and it's not really concerned.
Yeah.
Barely lives that. That
Man,
was
another good switch.
yeah, good roll there.
Mega Lucario is gonna help him out.
needed
He's
that
actually
bullet.
not gonna go for a priority move, and he's gonna die for it.
Needed that bullet punch. Is unfort, and that is the match. Honestly, good play from both folks here. Really, I think what hurt Post was the double switch into that boom burst. That it was already 1.5x. It's got the punk rock. That is a rough move to walk into.
Toxtricity's hitting hard. You gotta kill him fast.
You got to kill him fast, and he did with the stomping tantrum, but it was just one turn too late. I mean, I get what Post was.
Jesus preserving Scarf Chandelure was so good.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, honestly, some good switches from Jesus there. I guess Espeon was probably had a Twinkle Tackle or something potentially, maybe a Shadow Ball.
It didn't get to do a whole lot.
Yeah, it didn't get to do a whole lot. It did die. Pretty smart play from Jesus on turn 2, going for the Rock Slide and taking out that Murkrow.
Yeah, that Rock Slide was like really good.
That was some good prep from him. So, good match, solid match. Let's move on to Lazadin versus Ko. All right, boys. Ko does have his main 3, and then Gastrodon's also here, which is pretty bad for Lazadin.
Yeah, Gastrodon was pretty tough to prep against for Lazadin, because I mean, just look at his team.
For sure.
Cofagrigus is here.
Cofagrigus is
Have
here.
we seen him at all?
Yes, Cofagrigus has appeared once before this.
Once, okay. And then Tentacruel is here too, I think, for also the second time.
For the second time. Tentacruel, honestly, I probably would not have brought Tentacruel to this match because of the ground weakness, but when you run an air balloon with it, it's not bad, so...
Yeah.
And with the liquid ooze, it kind of deals with the Cradily. It's a decent Cradily dealer with her, as it were.
Yeah. Lazadin's side.
Interestingly enough, no Tyranitar for the first time.
Yeah, he talked to me about this team for a little while, and I think he was like, hey, I kind of don't want to run Tyranitar.
Oh.
And I was like, yeah, actually, I think that's pretty decent.
Oh, really? Okay.
Because, like, look at, like, had he brought Tyranitar, what does it do here? It loses to everything on Toho's side, except Cofagrigus.
That's fair. Yeah, I mean, it basically gets up.
Like, basically, my question to him was it worth it to run 5 Pokemon plus a sack that gets up sand?
Okay, that's fair. Back when, like, I guess a week prior, Lazadin first sent me his team, he actually did have Tyranitar. He actually was raining Sandstorm on, like, 3 different Pokemon. And I basically was like, hey, I think you've got an over-reliance on sand here. You don't need this much sand. And I guess he took a full 180 and went to no sand.
Yeah, which I don't think is necessarily bad.
Uh-huh.
I think it's fine this week particularly.
One thing I do want to make note of here is we got a heavy metal Bronzong this match.
It's true.
Yeah, heavy metal Bronzong with heavy slam.
Yeah, was here to kill the Grimmsnarl.
Does a lot to Grimmsnarl. This might be their first week actually seeing Xatu do anything. So
yeah, cool. Xatu's not been around.
Otherwise,
Xatu was having some serious 4-move syndrome in prep.
Who?
Xatu.
Okay, yeah. Honestly, and I was thinking this before I saw this match, like just when I was looking at the lineups, Metagross is tough for Lazadin to deal with. He has Steelix, and that's basically it.
Yeah, I mean, that's basically the only thing we talked about was Metagross.
It's like how to deal with Metagross. And Steelix can set up on it, but like, it gets Stomp and Tantrum, dude.
It gets Hammer Arm.
It gets Hammer Arm, yeah. Anyways, anything else?
No, that's the big thing, is just Metagross, dude.
Yeah, you gotta get a good way of dealing with it. No Clefairy this week.
Pokemon's insane.
Yeah, seriously. Leading with the Como-O, we got a Frisk. No Prankster this week. That's an interesting choice.
Yeah, no Prankster. Definitely something you would want to make note of right away.
Yeah. And the Darkest Lariat.
The Darkest Lariat
doing nothing because of the switch.
He doesn't do a lot.
It's very good. Trick Room up. Which is very
Lazadin
good.
runs Trick Room a lot.
It does not
heavy
kill.
slam does not take it out, which means he has some sort of bulk, because I think it was spec to kill.
Yeah, it was spec to kill, but he didn't do the bulk. Obviously, protect into Moonblast there. Very smart call from Ko. I mean, expecting that. And the double switch.
Probably the least risky double switch of all time.
Fair enough. And now we got some Mummy on the field.
Yeah, so Bronzong is no longer heavy, which doesn't really matter because Grimmsnarl is low. But regardless, this is a horrifying switch, because Trick Room's about to end. We've got Cofagrigus protecting the Metagross. We've got Bronzong protecting the Steelix.
And now Tough Claws is gone. It's Mummy now.
Yep.
That's pretty big. That's decently big of a nerf to it.
Had Ko run Hammer Arm and just become the slowest thing in Trick Room, this would have been really terrifying.
Sure. And so he goes for the high horsepower, but it gets
on the protect. Very good protect, because now he's burned.
Yeah, great Will-O-Wisp there, and the Earth Power double targeting into that, which makes sense. I don't blame him.
Ko basically perfectly called this whole turn, which, I mean, it wasn't a hard read, because like Metagross is just so threatening. But still, it was a very, very safe turn for him.
For sure. Yeah, and I mean, now, the curse is up, but honestly, Steelix has to get out of here at this point. I mean, Gastrodon fucks it the fuck up. And so he does take it out, but the Gastrodon actually makes another great read here into a Protect.
Yep. And now there's a Grass type on the field, so Gastrodon's probably not going to feel too inclined to stick around. Probably going to head on out. But what are you even supposed to do? I mean, you have to target into that slot and see what else comes in, because, I mean, targeting the Cofagrigus is, like, not really... Yeah, he does go for Giga Drain here, which, originally Lazadin was running Power Herb Solar Beam.
Did he remove that? He removed that? I didn't realize.
Yeah, he was running Power Herb Solar Beam on Cordilli to kill Gastrodon. Sure. He was like, yeah, Energy Ball just doesn't do enough. And I was like, yo, I know that, like, everybody in the league has forgotten this, but you can use a Z move. And he's like, oh, you're right. So he swapped it to Z Giga Drain.
I don't know what would have changed, but Ko is actually running Rindo Berry Gastro.
Yep.
So
I know. He swapped it at the last minute.
Who did? Ko. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I told him to. It was like it was like 10 minutes before his match. He sent me the team, and I was like, oh, you might want to consider Rindo.
Yep.
Okay, so now we got Grimmsnarl back in here, which, I mean, he's got the Moonblast, but fuck, dude.
Yeah. At this point, it kind of just looks like like a kid in a candy store for Metagross.
Seriously. Yeah, I mean, getting rid of the Grimmsnarl there, I don't blame Lazadin for making that call, but there's gotta be something you can do about this Metagross, because this Metagross is about to punch this fucking this fucking thing, or hit it with his head. Man, look at his fucking spike goatee. He's got a spike goatee. Boom. That's a dead. That should have been a switch there. I don't really know into what though.
Yeah, I mean, anything you switched in was gonna die.
Boof. Okay, so it is dead. The ground works out, but I mean,
goes
at this
to the high horsepower of the Tentacruel, but that's not the Metagross.
The Metagross is standing right there.
Not that it would have died. It certainly would not have even come close to dying.
Yeah, I mean, it would take it within kill range, I think.
Of another one, maybe.
Yeah. Okay, and this is actually really unfortunate because he gets the death here, and
yeah, he gets crit.
Oh, is that a crit? It was a crit. Goddamn, that's rough. That's rough, buddy. And
yeah,
if
now Steelix doesn't have protect,
that is really, really bad. So I guess he's at this point just going for the differential point.
Yep.
Because he knows he can't deal with that thing, and no protect means you can't get that wish off. Had that wish gone off, had that crit not happened, he gotten that wish.
Had he not been crit, he would have either died the next turn or gotten off a teleport into Steelix.
Yeah, that would have been really nice, but that is the game. I mean, Lazadin didn't play perfectly. He definitely made mistakes, but I think a lot of this match was just co-playing well.
He preserves Metagross so well when he needs it.
Yeah.
Which is like every match because the Pokemon's so good.
Yeah. The Gastrodon, like, just sitting there as a potential threat in the back, constantly coming out when it needed to, honestly played around Tentacruel a lot better than I was expecting.
Yeah.
I was not expecting Tentacruel.
I was pretty impressed with his Tentacruel usage.
Yeah. And alright, so moving on to the last match of this week, we got Feanor versus OJ. Feanor running rain again. A Politoed here, fucking team player, boys. You know it.
But that's Swampert.
Yeah, okay, fine. Look, I'm just saying...
Swampert's team player.
Yeah. I mean, Rain's good here. I mean, Feanor's got a ton of... I mean, I don't want to say a ton of... He's got Kyurem White, and Kyurem White's a great freeze dryer, which is really good against OJ's whole team.
Yeah, basically, except Emboar.
Freeze dry basically... It hits super effectively 90% of OJ's Pokemon. Yep. On OJ's side, I need this Mew to do something, dude.
Yeah, dude, Mew's gotta do it.
I need this Mew to show off something. Otherwise,
like, I mean, man, he's got Mew Superior. Like, that's so scary.
It is pretty scary. Jeez, I mean, the Transformer Superior, God. To Feanor's side, I want to say that he does have a lot to deal with, like, specifically Crobat and
Feanor has a lot of speed. He's got, like, a lot of speed.
He does have a lot of speed.
OJ does have 2 Tailwinders, but even then, the only thing that's, like, noticeably fast on his team is Superior.
And Crobat.
Well, yes, Crobat, but Crobat's usually not, like, something that can kill.
Yeah, Crobat's, yeah. I do think Feanor needs to watch out for Superior here, and obviously he's brought the Ice types to deal with it, and Corviknight, which is really important, because that quad resist is great.
Corviknight's such a huge threat, dude.
Corviknight's really, really bad. Really bad, as in, you know what I mean.
That said, though, Superior... If it can get going, it can kill every single member of Feanor's team. Yeah,
I mean, if it manages.
If he's running Leaf Storm, Dragon Pulse, Hidden Power, Fire, it can take over the game.
Yeah, I mean, if he can get lucky on a turn into either Politoed or especially the Swampert, he can really take over from there. Because at 2x, he's probably killing the Kingdra. He can definitely take out the Darm. The only problem is the Darm being faster.
Yeah.
So I'm not... Starved. Yeah, how does he deal with that?
You just have to have the Tailwinds up. You've got 2 really good Tailwind setters. One of them's very tanky.
Alrighty, let's see how it plays out. Oh boy. Leading with the Kingdra and the Darm. Now, I actually do really, really like this first turn from Feanor here.
Honestly, I could use a rain team in my life right now. It's so hot.
It's so hot, it really is. So goes into the U-turn, does not take out Mew, surprisingly. Mew, bulky as hell.
Yeah.
Goes into Politoed, which is great, because now the rain is up, and now this guarantees you go in second. I love the changes to speed this gen.
Yeah, it's got so much you have to keep track of.
There's a lot of potential to it. The burn getting off on Politoed, which is not the most threatening thing, but that is just damage now that he has to worry about.
Yeah, plus I believe Kingdra is Specs, which is why it's hitting so hard.
Who? Oh, Kingdra? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Specs in a muddy water is pretty good.
Yeah, out comes Superior on a relatively safe switch.
Uh-huh.
Because he U-turned.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. The Scald won't really matter either way. This turn, he's got a Dragon Pulse. He's got a...
Really? I would have Leaf Stormed Politoed here, I think.
Really? I totally expected a Protect from Politoed there.
I would have thought that Kingdra was switching out, so I would have tried to get a boost on something else. But I guess actually I would have boosted on the Kingdra slot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay,
Just
that's fair enough.
It's switching out.
Uh-huh. Yeah. I guess the main reason I'm getting at is if you are not realizing that the Kingdra is spexed,
but the Brave Bird from Corviknight is not something that should be underestimated.
Absolutely not.
Like, even though this Pokemon's a wall, it can still hit hard.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think the Mirror Armor coming in clutch, also taking it. It does also. That's hilarious. So
That's so unfortunate.
I think my point was that if you're not realizing that the Kingdra is specs there, thinking that it can faster go for an ice move. Oh my god,
this is the fastest Swampert in the universe.
Yeah, it's big. It's big, fast. You got Tailwind, he got Rain.
Also, I don't like Suicune using Ice Beam on the Corviknight. It's raining, it's not stab, it's not boosted by rain.
Just go for the Scald.
A water attack would have killed it.
Yeah, Scald would have been better there. Even at half attack, Swampert almost taking out the Crocodile there.
Also, another thing I don't like, which is not entirely relevant.
Yeah.
Suicune seems to be running Inner Focus because the Intimidates aren't affecting it.
Uh-huh.
When Suicune as a pressure staller is just so good.
Yeah. We've seen that last season too, but I definitely think here having the pressure would have been good.
Yeah.
Sucker Punch
not gonna take out Swampert, not quite.
Interesting waterfall.
Yeah,
not sure I understand what that
no damage.
Yeah, I don't know what that was about. But yeah,
Scald. That's how much Scald did.
If there's rain, take advantage of it. You know, when you got that water type, boom, boom.
Yeah, but now all the rain, all the tailwinds, they're all gone.
Everything's dead. U-turn still not killing that thing, is getting rid of the berry. Probably switching to Kingdra here, indeed.
Yep.
Because he's probably going to go for a fire type move into Kingdra, which is a double resist, which is really, really nice.
Yeah, 4 times resistance. He does have Sucker Punch, though. So it's going to do another little bit of chip damage, but he's going to miss the Emboar. He's going to get Scald off on the slow Swampert that no longer has its rain.
Here he comes.
Big Kyurem.
Big Kyurem is here, dude.
Gonna get the Freeze Dry off, gonna take out Suicune because it's so low.
And bye-bye.
Gonna get the Muddy Water off, that's definitely gonna take out Emboar.
Yeah. Easy win. Honestly, even though this match was sort of going back and forth, I think Feanor was always, like, sort of ahead.
I think he was relatively in control of the match, just because Darmanitan can give him momentum wherever he wants it, basically.
He just brings it and just fucking U-turn wherever. It doesn't matter what he hits, he's fucking taking damage, dude.
Darmanitan is like a momentum generator.
I think it was smart of him to not switch out, because sometimes he has been in the process of switching out Mega Swampert occasionally when it becomes useless. I think in that match it was smart of him to not do that.
Yeah, I think it was good for him to sack it and get the free switch into Kingdra, or get the free switch into Kyurem, I mean.
Oh god, computer frozen.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, I think so, and also just because as long as it is out on the field, OJ can't double target into the other Pokemon, because if you give a chance to that low health Swampert to move, it can take something out potentially. I mean, it was at 0.5 attack.
It's still very strong.
It is still very strong. So just keeping that out there to like protect every other turn and force OJ to use one of his attacks on that slot, I think was very smart of him. Shit, dude. We gotta choose the MVP type.
Do we?
It's
every single week, man.
It's a fact.
Can't you just have like no MVPs sometimes, you know?
We did last week already. It's friendship, remember?
Oh yeah.
Talk while I find UnibrowJesus' MVP board.
Okay. Pretty cool matches this week.
False. All the matches sucked. I hated them. They're bad. Everyone play better next week.
Next week is the final week before playoffs.
It sure is, dude. I actually love Jesus actually put in for the MVP last week friendship, and then in parentheses poststructure plus Feanor. That's very good. Alright, so let's see. We've got Lazadin, Eggpling, Post, Feanor, and Friendship. Honestly, UnibrowJesus then. If
he played well this week.
If Jesus, I was thinking about giving it to Jesus when we watched the match, but I was thinking he has already gotten it this season, so I want to maybe look at somebody else, but he hasn't. I think he made a couple of very good switches, a couple of very good predicts on the rock slide, on the Toxtricity.
Yeah, I agree.
I
think Jesus played super well.
Yeah, the one thing about Jesus' team that I was sort of not sure what was going on, maybe I was just missing something. I don't know what Orbital was supposed to do on this team.
I'm not sure.
Okay, cool. But either way, Jesus, good job. We'll see you all next week. Click here in the middle to subscribe. Over on the left for Week 6 of the Timer Ball Division if you're interested in watching those boys play, and you should.
Don't watch that one.
It's pretty good. Oh, are you saying don't watch that one?
Don't watch it.
There's some fun and unfun things that happen in there. And over on the right for the final week of TDD Season 3 for Quick Ball, if it's out, we'll see y'all then, and bye-bye. Oh, fuck, he died. Shit, the igloo got him after all. Oh,
just end the video.
No, absolutely not.
Why not?